In Photoshop, the first thing we're going to do is to start with a blank canvas, and we're going to go to File and then hit New. And then you have some options for size. We're going to keep it as an 8.5 by 11 because that's a standard sheet of paper. But I'm going to double these numbers so we just have a little more space to work with. So the width is going to be 1700, and the height is going to be 2200. Make sure this is in pixels and not inches. Okay, so 1700 by 2200 pixels. And it will give you a blank canvas that has the same dimensions as an 8.5 by 11 sheet of photocopy paper. Okay, so we're going to design onto this. The first thing I'm going to show you is what you can do with background. Okay, I want you to take a look at these two little squares over here. I'm just going to bring in the tool palette a little bit closer. If you look at these two squares, okay, these are your color swatches. If I click on the first one, okay, what that allows me to do is I can slide this thing around and go through the entire spectrum of color. Okay, so I may decide that I want a royal purple color for my background. So I'm going to hit OK, and you'll notice that this swatch down here has turned royal purple. Okay, I want you to look for something about halfway up, and it's either set to gradient tool or paint bucket tool. They kind of share the same space, so you may have to switch over from one to the other. We're going to use both, but now let's just use the paint bucket tool. Okay, so I'm going to take the paint bucket, and I'm just going to hit it in the middle, and that will become whatever color I have in that first color swatch. And if I don't like that, if I want my purple to be maybe a little bit deeper and darker, I could go back there again. I'm still set to paint bucket tool. Okay, I can do that. I may decide, well, I don't like purple at all. I'm going to go for a royal blue. Okay, and you can certainly go through all the colors. Maybe if you're doing a Christmas poster, a Grinchy green color with red lettering, something like that might work. Okay, now I want to show you as well the gradient tool. So I'm going to click on Paint Bucket, right click, and I'm going to pick up the gradient tool. You'll notice that my top color is green and my bottom color is black. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start right at the top center, and I'm going to pull a line down to the bottom, and it's going to create a gradient between my top color, which is green, and my bottom color, which is black. Now I went all the way from top to bottom. Look what happens if I just go from top to about halfway. Okay, what that does is it's going to give me a lot more black. Or if I decide to start maybe halfway down and go all the way to the bottom, I'm going to get more green than black. The other thing I could do is I could start in the one diagonal corner and go to the other diagonal. Okay, and now my gradient is going to move, not just up and down, but from one corner to the other. And you can certainly experiment with colors. I mean, if I just say I'll take a red for the top, and on the bottom I'm going to take a yellowish orange maybe, and you could probably get sort of a flame effect. Nope, that didn't work. The bottom one I'll pick a yellow. Okay, and this might work really well if you were designing something like hot spicy peanuts, or maybe a hot summer dance during the summer, something where you want to emote heat. Okay, so you can certainly play around with the paint bucket and the gradient tool, and you can design the backdrop to be any way that you want it.